Today's video is all about slow practice because slow practice is one of the most important things you can do to make rapid progress in your pieces at the instrument. I'm Dr. Kate Boyd. Welcome to the Piano Prof. I'm so glad you're here. I'm a professor of piano with over 30 years of teaching experience, and I started the Piano Prof as a place where people could get information on how to bring their playing to the next level and also learn about collegiate piano study. So if you like the sound of that, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel, give this video the thumbs up, and hit the bell. Let's get started. Here's what I've noticed in my work as a piano professor. I've noticed that some students tend to play as fast as possible far too early in the process, which results in messy playing, and other students are diligent slow practicers and tend to practice their music extremely slowly, long past the point where slow practice is helpful. The problem with both of these approaches is that they result in the same thing, which is turning off your ears and not listening to yourself while you practice. This video is going to be in 4 parts. In the first part, I'm going to go over how slow practice can help your practicing. Then I'll talk about the problems that come from doing too little slow practice. After that, I'm going to talk about the problems that come from doing too much slow practice. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a few of my tips and best practices for using slow practice in your own practice. Practicing slowly is an absolutely essential practice technique. Here are some reasons you need to do slow practice. To give your fingers time to get to where they need to go. To learn complicated physical motions and to give your ear time to listen to what you're playing and to react to it. Simply put, slow practice gives you time to think, to listen, and to master the details. Also, slow practice builds confidence. I like to think about slow practice as something I'm doing for my future self. Even if I'm excited about playing a new piece or if I'm experiencing other emotions like overwhelm or nervousness, I remind myself that slow practice is part of preparing for a performance. I certainly wouldn't want to get up on stage to do something that requires a lot of skill and dexterity if I hadn't done enough slow practice on it to be secure. Also, practicing slowly is part of a multifaceted training regime for piano. If you think of the parallel between being a performing musician and being an athlete, athletes do this all the time. Athletes train at different levels of intensity using different methods. For example, I'm an amateur runner, not fast, not advanced, but I'm an amateur runner, but as part of my training, I do a variety of different types of runs. Sometimes I'll do a run at race tempo, but that's not very often. More often than not, if I'm trying to build up distance, I'll do slower runs. If I'm trying to develop speed, I'll do interval training while I alternate slower and faster running. Most importantly, however, practicing faster than you're ready to creates a hectic feeling and results in grabbing for notes. To get a feeling for what I mean by that, imagine that you're at a party or a barbecue or a gathering of some kind. You're just holding your lemonade and minding your own business, having a conversation with someone, and then out of the blue, somebody shouts, "Hey, catch!" and then tosses you their keys, which totally catches you off guard. You're not ready for it at all, and so you reach out, you grab at the air, hoping to catch the keys before they hit something and cause damage. Doing this causes your muscles to contract, and it also causes an adrenaline surge. If you're practicing too fast at the piano all the time, you are bathing your brain in adrenaline, which are stress hormones, because you're teaching yourself the habit of grabbing for everything before you're ready for it. Remember, you can't play a note on the piano unless your finger is over it. Not doing enough slow practice causes the following problems. It creates messy playing, which you then later on have to go clean up. It lowers your standards because you're playing too fast to fix wrong notes and you get used to it. It creates physical tension at the piano because you're grabbing at the notes. It makes you stop listening because your hands are ahead of your ears and you just can't keep up. A lot of times, emotion is what drives the habit of practicing too fast. It's from the excitement of wanting to play something fast, or it's inner pressure to make rapid progress, which causes impatience and anxiety, and then it results in you forcing yourself to play faster than you're ready to. At the piano, your ear needs to be a little bit ahead of where you're playing. You need to listen to what you're currently playing and also maintain enough mental space to think ahead about what you are about to play. And if you're playing at a tempo that is so fast it's overwhelming your system, then your brain can't actually think ahead. Any piano teacher or university professor will tell you that it's obvious when a pianist hasn't done enough slow practice. Their playing sounds unfocused, it sounds sloppy, it sounds hectic, things aren't clean or clear in their playing. There are many details missing, such as dynamics, articulation, balance, voicing. So even if you're excited, even if you're nervous, and even if you feel a great deal of time pressure and anxiety, you need to find a way to rein in those emotions and channel them into playing in a controlled and focused way. It may be helpful to remind yourself that you are doing this for your future self, and your future self will thank you on that day when you are stepping out onto stage to perform this piece. If you aren't sure if you're practicing too fast, just record yourself practicing for a few minutes. This is what it sounds like when you're practicing too fast. That kind of practicing kind of sounds like stammering. You just repeat notes over and over until you get them right, and then you don't actually go back and fix them. Now that we've talked about the benefits of slow practice, I want to address the flip side of this, which is a very real issue. I've noticed that some students are diligent slow practicers and practice everything extremely slowly, long past the point where slow practice is actually helpful. Now, you might be thinking, I thought slow practice was good. How can it be possible to do too much of it? Honestly, I think somewhere along the line we all learned that slow practice is somehow virtuous. We internalize the myth that if we just play something over and over slowly, we will eventually know it and then we'll be ready to perform it. I've developed this theory because often when I suggest to a student that they practice something slowly, they'll say with guilt, "Oh, I know, I really need to do more slow practice." We have this idea like if only we were more disciplined and we could just restrain ourselves from going crazy and practicing way too fast, then we'd be awesome at the piano. But slow practice is simply a practice tactic, just like any other tool you can use in the practice room. Doing more slow practice does not automatically mean that you will be able to play something better. It all depends on the context. I find that sometimes students do slow practice as a default activity in the practice room, like, what should I do now? Oh, I guess I'll just play it slowly. Or they do it because they want to be thorough and they want to be meticulous and a little bit perfectionistic in their preparation. But doing too much slow practice causes the following problems. It wastes time. We play our instrument in real time and it takes a lot of time to practice something slowly. This might be really obvious, but if you take something at half tempo, it will take you twice as long to play it. Here's the thing. You want to be as efficient as possible when practicing so you don't end up wasting a lot of extra time sitting at the piano, playing something slowly that you can easily play faster. It doesn't always help fast passages. Slow practice doesn't necessarily mimic the actual physical movements necessary to execute a difficult passage. It can deaden musicality and turn off the ears. Sometimes students come to me and their playing is dulled and totally wooden by just practicing methodically and slowly to the exclusion of other kinds of practice. That can be fixed by simply changing up the different ways of practice and also practicing more quickly. It can teach you to isolate your fingers and use technique that is totally different from the technique you're going to actually use when you play your piece up to tempo. And as you know from watching my technique videos, you don't want to isolate the fingers. Instead, you want to use a combination of fingers, wrist, and arm. If you aren't sure if you're practicing too slowly, again, record yourself practicing for a few minutes. This is what it sounds like when you're practicing too slowly. Now, the reason I say that practice is too slow is because I was playing individual notes, I was playing completely unmusically, and the piece is marked presto, which is a very fast tempo. And so if you have to practice something like long passages of a piece that's ultimately going to be very fast, at a very slow note-by-note tempo like I just demonstrated, that means that you need to do something to simplify it first and learn it that way and then advance to that. So for example, if I were only able to play it that slowly, then I would work on it hands separately, getting each hand to a faster tempo, and then slow it back down and put the hands back together to increase the tempo, so that I don't waste tons and tons of time practicing something too slowly. So if you could play that passage fast, but you're just practicing that part slowly because there's a harder part coming up later, don't waste your time doing that. Just practice at a faster tempo and isolate the parts that are difficult to play at that fast tempo. It is possible to be too methodical. Sure, slow practice will help you practice the choreography of your movements, but there are some physical motions that just need momentum to work. For example, a dancer cannot do a pirouette in the air in slow motion. A baseball pitcher needs a certain amount of speed to throw a ball. When a plane takes off, it needs enough airspeed over its wings in order to leave the ground. And the same is true for you if you're practicing an instrument. Sometimes you just need a certain amount of speed in order to learn a physical motion correctly. Therefore, sometimes slow practice can become counterproductive. I find it helpful to think in terms of slow motion practice. When you do slow motion practice, you just do all of the physical motions you do at the piano, but they're very smooth and slow. Kind of like Tai Chi, if you're familiar with that martial art. This is a very mindful way to practice, allowing yourself to evaluate everything you're doing along the way. Efficiency of motion, relaxation, and all of the musical details. Now, here are some of my tips on slow practice. My first tip is go slowly enough not to miss notes. This requires patience. My rule of thumb is that if you make a mistake twice, you need to slow down. My second tip is to play with relaxed fingers. Don't push down once you hit the bottom of the key. My third tip is to play musically. Notice dynamics, articulation, phrasing, balance, and voicing. Don't only just play individual notes. My fourth tip is to use slow practice as a chance to hear everything with more intensity, kind of like you're turning up the colors and you're seeing the music with more vibrance. My fifth tip is that sometimes it's helpful to put a metronome on the slower tempo you're practicing so you don't inadvertently rush and accidentally creep back to your original tempo. Now, I'm curious, which kind of practicer are you? Are you someone who does too little or too much slow practice? How has slow practice helped you? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please do all the things that you hear people tell you all the time. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with other people who might find it useful. This helps other people discover the Piano Prof. I really appreciate it. While you're waiting for the next video, you can check out some of my other videos here and here. I'll see you next time, and happy slow practicing.